In this video, we're going to look at the problems in the 15-2 slides. We're going to start here on page 4 with these two examples where we're asked to solve a couple of equations. The first equation we're asked to solve is 2x squared equals 5x. To solve this, first, we are going to subtract 5x from both sides of the equation to get 2x squared minus 5x equals 0. Then I can factor this by factoring an x from each term, so we get x times 2x minus 5 equals 0. Then either x equals 0 or 2x minus 5 equals 0. And if 2x minus 5 equals 0, then 2x equals 5 and x equals 5 halves. Those are our two selections. X is either 0 or 5 halves. For this other one, 4x squared minus 8x equals 0. This is already in the form we want in order to start factoring. I factor an x out of each term to get 4x minus 8 equals 0. X times 4x minus 8 equals 0. So either x equals 0 or 4x minus 8 equals 0. And I solve this 4x minus 8 because x equals 0 is already solved. 4x equals 8, which means that x equals 8 divided by 4, which is 2. This means that either x equals 0 or x equals 2. Those are our solutions. Back to the slides. In our next set of examples, we're asked to factor these two expressions the easy way. Easy way is listed here. We're given a bunch of steps, and we'll work from there. So we'll start with x squared plus 4x minus 12. We've already got it in the form we want. We multiply a times c. Well, here a is 1 and c is negative 12, so we get ac equals negative 12. We find two numbers that multiply to AC and add to B, which is 4. Those two numbers would be 6 and negative 2. So we'll say M equals, that's an M equals 6 and negative 2 is N. So we rewrite this as x squared plus 6x minus 2x minus 12. And now we group these, a little plus sign in the middle to make sure that we've got everything we need. And now we factor each of these terms. We can factor out an x from each of these, and we've got an x plus 6 remaining. Plus, here we've got a negative 2. And an x plus 6. Then this is x minus 2 times x plus 6. And we have factored x squared plus 4x minus 12. We do the same thing with 20x squared minus 23x plus 6. Okay, so we are looking for two numbers that will AC is going to be 20 times 6, which is 120. We are looking for two numbers, and specifically we're looking for two negative numbers that will add to negative 23. And we think about that for a moment, and we come up with negative M equals negative 15, and N equals negative 8. Okay, so now we can rewrite this as 20x cubed minus 15x minus 8x plus 6. And we can put these in parentheses, and we got our little plus sign there to remember that all this is being added, not multiplied. And we can factor out a 5x that is not cubed, that is squared. We can factor out a 5x from each of these terms. That's 5x times 20 4x minus 3. And here we've got a negative 2 times 4x minus 3. We get our fully factored form is 5x minus 2 times 4x minus 3. There we go. That's it for that section. Share our slides again. Okay, now we're asked to factor a couple of expressions that are in one of our patterns. We've seen these before. So this first one is 16x squared minus 9. Well, 16x squared is a square and 9 is a square, so we can rewrite this as 4x plus 3. That's the square root of 16x squared plus the square root of 9 times 4x minus 3. For 8 squared minus 8x plus 16, notice that this is x square, square, and in the middle here we have 2 times the product of the squares. In particular, this is x minus 4 quantity squared. Back to our slides once more. There we go. And our last problems ask us to solve these equations. So here we go. We've got x squared plus 6x minus 5. So AC here equals 5. We want to find two numbers that multiply to 5 and add to 6. And obviously those numbers are m equals 1 and n equals 5 rather. Okay, so I can rewrite my original equation as x squared plus x plus 5x plus 5. I factor an x out of this to get x times x plus 1, and a 5 out of this to get 5 times x plus 1. Pull everything apart, and I've got x plus 5 times x plus 1 equals 0. Okay, well then either x plus 5 equals 0 or x plus 1 equals 0. If x plus 5 equals 0, then x equals negative 5. And if x plus 1 equals 0, then x equals negative 1. And there are our solutions to this equation. Moving on, we look at this 6x squared plus 4 equals 11x. We're going to subtract that 11x from both sides of the equation and make this 6x squared minus 11x plus 4 equals 0. Now we're going to multiply 6 by 4. AC equals 24. We want two numbers that multiply to 24 and add to negative 11, and those numbers are m equals negative 3, n equals negative 8. Then this becomes 6x squared minus 11x minus 3x plus 4 equals 0. I put these in parentheses to group them, put my plus sign between them. And now I've got 6x squared minus 11x plus negative 3x plus 4 equals 0. So I factor my 6x squared plus, that should have been 20. That shouldn't have been, I did that wrong. I apologize. That should be negative 3 there, and that should be a negative 8 here. That's better. Okay, so 6x squared minus 3x minus 8x plus 4 equals 0. I factor my 6x squared minus 3x, and I get a 3x times x, 2x minus 1. I factor my negative 4 out of my negative 8x plus 4, and I'm left with 2x minus 1. It's all equal to 0, so this is 3x minus 4 times 2x minus 1 equals 0. So either 3x minus 4 equals 0 or 2x minus 1 equals 0. If 3x minus 4 equals 0, then 3x equals 4, so x equals 4/3. If 2x minus 1 equals 0, then 2x equals 1, so x equals 1/2. There are the final solutions. That is it for this video. If you have any questions, please get in touch.